What's up, Raiders? Welcome to my newbie guide on how to build Alice the Wanderer. If you've used my download link and started, you probably have Alice the Wanderer on your team, or will within 7 days. If you haven't used my download link to start this game, what are you waiting for? Scan that QR code or use the link in the description of this video. It'll work on mobile or on your PC client. When you do this, you will start the game with the legendary hero Eleneril. Eleneril is a high elf poison spamming machine of murder. You're having trouble killing bosses, you want to score higher in clan boss, you want to do some of these dungeons like Dragon and Golem where you need to be able to drop things that are just way stronger than the damage you can put out. Poison and HP burn is the way, and Eleneril has HP burns and poisons all over her kit. She can also detonate poisons for insane damage. So great pickup, and she is free. Use that link, you download the game, and she'll be waiting for you in your box on your new account. Also, because elves are a little fragile, you might be having trouble keeping her alive. You will also get Rector Drath. She's an epic hero. She's a legendary hero. She's just got epic hero skin, right? She is the strongest epic healer in the game. She is able to put continuous healing on your entire team, as well as placing perfect veil, stealthing your team and making them hard to target, or if they do get targeted by like an AoE attack, it reduces the damage incoming. So a very, very good unit for survivability. And if things go a little too far, things don't quite go as planned, and you happen to have one of your units take a dirt nap, she fixes that too with a complete revive skill that brings them back to 60% health and puts a 3-turn perfect veil stealth skill on them so they can't be targeted while they're healing back up. Her passive, once you unlock it, allows people who are under perfect veil to get passively healed. She is such a good hero, and you get her for free once you hit level 15, which will take you all of a couple of hours tops playing this game. So right out of the gate, day one, 2 heroes for free. And also, speaking of free, make sure you slide over to the promo code section and enter Supreme 6. Supreme 6 will pick you up your legendary Gallic. Now make sure you do this day one. That code will only work your first day. Once you do that, you will get Supreme Gallic, who is another legendary damage dealing hero. This guy will drop burns and AoE damage and help you clear content and arena like nobody's business. I wish I had this guy on my account. You can be luckier than me and start out with Supreme Gallic by entering that promo code. But we're here to talk about the other free hero, and that is Alice the Wanderer. She's not going to be here forever, guys, so make sure you use that code. Make sure you get started in raid right now so you can get started. March is a fantastic time to start raid with the legendary Eleneril, epic Rector Drath, legendary Supreme Gallic, and through the Alice Chase event, you will be able on your 7th day to get for free Alice the Wanderer as a login reward. And the best thing about Alice the Wanderer is you don't just get Alice the Wanderer. On the 14th day, you will also get a perfect soul for her. That, okay, for new players, it's a little hard to understand, but let's just put it this way. This will power her up like you wouldn't believe, okay? And then you can complete the rest of it, and you can get 3 other souls to get her all the way up to a full awakening on her souls, so she will be just out of the gate as strong as she could possibly be, as well as some other fat rewards, including an avatar, so you can have her up here in the corner where my Cheshire cat is. I like Alice. I'm not sure I can get rid of this cat avatar though. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how to build Alice. Now, you're a new player, right? You maybe have gotten 1 6-star done, possibly 2. Alice was my second 6-star. Now, some people will tell me, it's like, oh, it would have been better if you'd 6-starred this or 6-starred that. But I'm telling you what, with all the souls and upgrades we get for free from the daily logins for Alice, I couldn't resist. Plus, look at her. She is amazing. I love the goth look that they did with Alice. I love the creepy white rabbit on her back with the bloody claws. Brutal. So let's talk a little bit about Alice, okay? First, let's take a peep at her skills, okay? Her number 1 skill attacks the enemy 2 times and places an extra hit if the target has any active skills on cooldown, which means she usually hits 3 times. So each hit has an 80% chance of decreasing the duration of a random buff on the target. So she is going to effectively strip or remove, or, you know, if it's a 2-turn buff, it'll take it to a 1-turn buff. If it's a 1-turn buff, she'll strip it. So she is good at taking buffs off of targets with this skill. Because remember, it's 2 hits, so that's 80% chances. It's up to 100% chance once you skill her up. So you're going to want a little bit of accuracy on this unit. I don't think you have to go nuts on accuracy, because early game, nobody puts resistance on their units, right? Let's be real. Resistance is kind of a mid to late game concept, or something you deal with on PvE bosses. And Alice is predominantly PvP. You're going to use her in the arena most of all. Early game, she is busted good in the arena. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go on to the next skill, Clockwork Cyclone. Clockwork Cyclone is an AoE attack, which is great for clearing mobs, clearing waves. She'll be really good in Spider. She'll be good in Campaign. Anywhere where you've got to clear waves of incoming mobs, she'll be great at that. She has a 75% chance of increasing the cooldowns on enemies by 2 turns. So that guy that had a 5-turn cooldown skill got all the way down to 1-turn cooldown. You hit with this, and suddenly it's up to a 3-turn cooldown. So she locks the enemy out. She keeps the enemy from being able to use their skills, which is huge in arena. Keeping the healers from healing, keeping the nukers from nuking, just locking out their skills, that's tremendous. And she also, and it's not just 75%, guys, it's 100% once you skill her up. And it's a 4-turn cooldown, which feels kind of long, but you will eventually get down to a 3-turn cooldown, which cycles crazy fast. Also, there is a 75, again, 100 once skilled up, chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%. And if at least one of the target skills has a cooldown increased to the maximum, which it probably will with this 2-turn cooldown, if she's maxed out this, maxed it back up to like the unit just took a turn, then it will decrease their turn meter by 30% instead of 15. What turn meter is this is the order in which enemies go, right? So if the enemy was the next one to go, it was at 100%. It'll push it back to 70, letting some of your units maybe cut ahead of it, pushing it back so that it gets not only to not use its special skills, but it gets to use a little less often because you're pushing it further down the line in the order of attacks on this turn-based fight. And that's just her 1 and 2 skill. Her number 3 skill attacks one enemy and will ignore 20% of the defense. So that's a hard nuke skill. And here's the best part. If the enemy is killed, she'll then turn around and smack the enemy with the lowest HP, also ignoring 20% of its defense. Defense penetration skills hit like trucks. And the fact that she can not only kill one unit, but that then she'll turn around and hit the next lowest HP unit, who is likely to die as well, because it is the lowest HP. It can let her nuke 2 units in one fight, especially if you are careful about when to choose to use this skill. So that's great. And again, 4-turn cooldown feels long, but once you get the cooldown, it's 3-turn, it'll feel like she is cycling the skill like crazy, especially if you put any kind of speed on her. For a passive, now you get the passive when you 3-star awaken her, so you're going to want to get her up to 3-star awakened. I'll get into awakening in just a minute. The passive skills, whenever this champion attacks, inflicts 3% more damage to each target for each turn remaining on their skill cooldown timer. It's a whole long ass sentence, but basically what it's saying is that the more the more times it takes them to take a turn. Like right now at the start of the fight, she's 3 turns, so that would be 3% for each time remaining on this cooldown, so that would be 9%, right? But if she is ready to take a turn, there's no cooldowns on it, then you're not going to get a bonus. But the fact that she locks units out and reduces skill cooldowns means that she's just going to hit harder and harder and harder as she uses her skills. And she will also reset the skill cooldown of one of the champion skills each time she kills an enemy, once per skill. So already, once she kills an enemy, another enemy's skills will get reset, meaning she's going to get this bonus and hit even harder. So really, really, really strong. For an aura skill, she gives an attack bonus to everybody on the team. So you want her in the lead spot to make everyone else on your team hit harder. 30% attack bonus is huge. Unless maybe you have Wukong or somebody that boosts speed. Speed is still king, but if you don't have a speed aura, an attack aura is solid in arena, and an attack aura is really, really good in campaign. Now, blessings. You'll be able to get the blessing because you get her perfect soul, right? Because you 2-star unlock her. So I recommend the Brimstone Blessing. The Brimstone Blessing will have a chance to place a smite debuff on the enemy, and the smite debuff The champions under the smite debuff will be hit by a meteorite when they use an active skill. So the meteorite inflicts damage equal to 25% of the, so you're going to take a quarter of the enemy's health away from this skill when they try to activate a skill. It can actually kill them before their skill goes off. It will also inflict damage to all other enemies equal to 5% of their max HP, so you get some AoE. It is really good for additional damage. You also get some additional HP and attack on the skill. Very nice. And as you star up higher, which you will get from her split souls, you'll be able to get more and more stuff out of Smite. So definitely pick up the Brimstone relic, or sorry, the Brimstone blessing on her once you unlock her perfect soul. Now let's go in and talk about her kit a little bit. You can see I did 3-star Awakener. You do that through the Ascension tab. I did have to farm a bunch of these potions because Kale ate a whole bunch of them and then I was starving. So I spent a good chunk of time in the dungeons farming these bottles and these bottles up so that I could get her to 3-star. Going to 4, 5, and 6-star you're eventually going to want to do because you will get the split souls and you've got to make sure she's starred up in order to receive the split souls so you can really max her out. Whether or not she should be your next 6-star, I actually kind of recommend it after you've done your starter unit like Kale. She's kind of a good one just because she is so strong with the perfect souls and split souls. It'll give you a really good PvE farmer, a really good campaign farmer, a really good bosser in the route of Kale, and it will give you a really good wave mob clear, good for Spider, good for Arena, good for PvP in the form of Alice. It'll give you pretty good coverage early on just in the 2 heroes. Your other heroes like Rector Drath, although she is nice, and I do want to 6-star her eventually, you can kind of hang back on support units, right? Support units kind of just work, but DPS units, they need to do damage. So that's why I went for Alice, that, and she just looks amazing. As for her skills, I maybe feel like I was a little bit hasty booking her because she was my next 6-star, and I just wanted to go hard on Alice. You know what I mean. Unfortunately, I missed the increased chances and increased cooldowns I was shooting for. I just got damage. So here's the thing. Don't spread your books out, okay? If you commit to booking a hero, commit to booking the hero. Finish booking it and do one champ at a time. You don't want to spread your books out because the early bookings, usually they don't do much. It's the deeper down skills that are important, not the higher up ones. So I will eventually use all 3 books on her to get 3 more skill points. Hopefully they go, maybe two of them into here and 1 of them into here, but they'll probably go into here because that's the way luck works. But anyway, I'm going to hold off on doing it right now. You want to wait until a clan versus clan event, right? During CVC, you get personal rewards for skilling up a hero, so definitely only book your heroes during CVC so you get additional personal rewards from doing that. So that's the only reason I'm not booking her yet, is I'm just going to hold off a little bit until CVC. As for her gear, as for what you're going to put on her, you really want Alice to be at 100% crit chance. Now mine is at 92. She'll be at 100% once I level that armor, level that gauntlet. In fact, she'll be over. She'll be 109, but I'm not doing it, one, because there's not a lot else that's attractive on this gauntlet for her. The set doesn't match anything. The stats aren't really doing much for Alice except helping her be a little bit tankier, I guess, which is nice. But I want to try to swap this out for a speed piece, a speed set with some DPS substats. If I get a speed set, I will get the 2-piece speed bonus and some more damage as well. And then I can run the crit chance up, because at maximum, this would put me at about 109 crit chance once I max that glove out. After the crit chance, you want to have some accuracy on her. Now, how much accuracy? Remember, again, you're probably not using this unit for bossing. You're probably using it for wave mob clear, where you don't need accuracy, and you're probably using it for arena fights, where eventually you will need accuracy, because people will start building resistance. But in the lower levels of arena, early game, people aren't focusing on resistance, so just a little bit is fine. I think I'm overkill at 90, to be honest with you. You want to really focus on crit chance, crit damage, and attack so that she can be a hard nuker, and then try to get her a little bit of speed. Her base speed's kind of middling at 99, to try to get her north of 120 to 150 range so she can cycle her turns faster. Remember, she's got those fast 3-turn cooldowns, so cycling her, or giving her speed will help her cycle through those even faster so she can drop more damage, rest into crit damage and attack. My HP is a little over the top. 32k is a lot of HP. I think I tried to find some better gear, but you know what? I stacked what I had on her. I was able to, because she's 6-star, get a pinpoint ring on her to get the pinpoint bonuses for extra speed. And that's nice. I didn't feel the need to get a second... Oh, wait, it's accuracy. Man, I would love to get pinpoint gauntlets on her. That would get me 10% more speed. Maybe I should look for pinpoint gauntlets. Oh, so much farming to do. As for what sets you run on her, you can also put her on a lifesteal set and just be a real big thorn in your opponent's side in arena. I do think you'll want to have your primary lifesteal set on Kayle though, but if you have a second one, you can deck your Alice out in a lifesteal set and make her harder to kill in arena. But I think it's more important for your DPS unit to kill than to be self-sustaining, right? Don't get me wrong, self-sustaining is nice, but dead units don't kill anything. I like my damage dealers to do damage, so I try to make sure she had the crit and some attack and crit damage to get the job done. Her gear needs a lot of help. But we're coming up on a gear push event, a gear crafting event, a gear leveling event, so I'm going to hold off on leveling her gear anymore until we get to that, because there are definitely a lot of places I could improve her gear to make her a stronger unit, but I think you see the bones of it, right? She is a strong damage dealer. Although her stats, her base stats look pretty... Let's be real, they're mediocre as hell. Her modifiers are crazy high. Her S3 has a 5x multiplier. It penetrates defense. Her S1 has insanely high multipliers. Even her AoE S2 skill has really high multipliers. So because of that, she hits very, very hard. And that's why when you play arena, you're going to see her everywhere. Not only is she free, she is really heckin' good. So build her up, get some good DPS gear on her. Let me go ahead and do a quick campaign battle just to show you her clearing capabilities, right? We'll go into Brutal Stage 4, and I will put her in the front, and I'll put Kayle in the back. Watch how fast this clears with Kayle doing his AoE and Alice doing her AoE, and how fast you'll be able to power farm 2 chickens. First round, Kayle drops everybody. Second hit, Kayle does an AoE hit, not quite enough. Alice finishes everyone else off. We get into the final round, Kayle does his AoE hit, and we're through. So the combo of them let me clear that in 10 seconds, which is crazy. First round, Kayle drops his AoE nuke, kills everybody. Second round, Kayle AoEs, but not quite enough, so Alice does her S2 or S3 skill, killing the last 2, and then Kayle drops the last 3, and we clear that in 9 seconds. 9 seconds, guys. That's how good Alice and Kayle are together at clearing wave mobs, and this will be doubly good in Spider. When the Spider event comes up, that's a lot of AoE attack, so enjoy your Alice. Build your Alice. She will help you out a lot in campaign as well as arena. Let's go check her out in arena. Okay, let's take Alice into a fight and see how she does. So I'm going to turn auto off so we can talk about the fight as we go through. So first things first, I'm going to use Rectordra's A2 skill to put Perfect Veil on everybody. That'll reduce everybody's damage. We'll go ahead and have the Monkey King hit everybody. And I'm going to have the Mad Hatter use his A3 skill to put some debuffs on. Take a hit from their Monkey King. Now, check this out. I'm going to use our A3 skill. If the A3 skill kills, then it hits the next lowest HP target and kills them. So watch this. We'll kill War Maiden, and then it'll go again, and now their Monkey King's down too. Now, you can't keep Monkey King down for long. He will come back to life in just a minute, so let's see what we can do to do some damage before he shows back up. I will use the Mad Hatter's A3 skill to decrease these debuffs. Alice is going to go again. You think we can kill this panda? Pandas look pretty tanky. If we can kill this panda with this A3 skill, then she'll hit Ilhane too. Let's try it. Bam, we killed and we hit Ilhane too. Ilhane countered us. Monkey King is back. And hit here, and their Monkey King's not coming back, so his Monkey King's not awakened yet, so bonus. I love low level arena. Dedge. No, not dead. She's a sheep. She's a sheep. That's so ridiculous. Alice, if you could please, and thank you. Such a strong unit, guys. Such a strong unit. Let's just do one more. Let's do one more. This one looks good. I like seeing level 40s on there. Those look like units that Alice can one-shot, so let's go ahead and manual this one too. We could auto, but I like thinking about the fights, trying to educate myself on the game. We'll use the A2 skill here. Now we're stealth, so that would have killed everybody without that perfect veil. Look how much damage that did. Perfect veil took some of the edge off. Monkey King will AoE. That puts buff block on everybody. And unfortunately, she rolled back my Hatter skill, so I can't use A2 or A3. So let's put a little bit of hurt on this ninja over here. Oh, that's a whole lot of hurt. Okay, Alice, you know what? Just kill this ninja over here. Another AoE hit. Alice killed my Wukong, so she got the extra hit into Hatter. I'm going to try to attack break my, attack break this Alice, right? This skill right here has got a decrease attack. If we can stick it, that will really help with the incoming damage. There we go. Attack broken Alice helps a lot. Let's go ahead and A2 here. Put some debuffs up. Nice going, Alice. Watch this hit, guys. This is going to kill Aethel, triggering an extra attack into Alice. So we'll S3 here. Bam, bam. Nice. Calm down, Alice. In fact, turn into a sheep. Oh my god, it's hilarious when he turns them into sheep. Okay, I will use my Hatter to reset some skills. Alice can hit the sheep a few times. Now it's a sleeping sheep. That was a stunned sheep. Okay, bang bang. And hit here. And hit here. And then Alice is ready to finish her off 1-2. Alice is such a good hero, guys. You will have a lot of fun with her in arena. Build her right, build her strong, get in there and kick some butt, especially during the arena tournaments that are going on. If there's no arena tournament going on, it's still worth farming arena. You're going to lose just as much as you win. You'll eventually hit a point where everybody's too strong for you, and that is what it is. Just keep refreshing, just keep doing it, because the bonuses you get from doing arena are huge. You get mats that you can take over into the forge that you can use to craft special gear. Perception gear especially is really good to craft, and you'll be able to make gold that way as well, because things you craft in the forge that aren't good you can sell for a chunk of silver. I said gold, I meant silver. Let me know if you have any tips or tricks about Alice. I know some of you are probably going to ask about Masteries. I purposely didn't cover Masteries because 800 diamonds is a lot to spend to unlock a Mastery tree. Only do that on your Kale for right now. Maybe hold off on Alice for a little bit, and when you start farming Minotaur, you can get the currency to unlock her. But if you do want to drop your diamonds to unlock all of her scrolls to get her Masteries right out of the gate, here is the recommended Mastery tree for Alice. Again, I strongly encourage you to look at each skills. Read what each one does. Get used to what the Mastery tree says. Don't just copy and paste what other people tell you to do. Learn why. Look at it and understand why you're building her this way. It'll make building other heroes easier down the road. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and you guys have a great rest of your week.